No matter who does what in this town, you always see the good in them.
Lady Mars Bosch is here.
These bottles are going to go down to 16 ounces.
But it's about what is our potential.
Right.
And our potential, we can take it up 2 notches.
You don't come across women who feel threatened by you.
That's their problem.
Showcasing the hidden gems and more. Ezzy Spotlight. Very informative and entertaining.
What's up, guys? Once again, welcome back to Ezzy Spotlight. I'm here live in the studio, and we're bringing you to updates of the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl that just devastated Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it's still causing even more havoc in the Caribbean. And it's a chilling moment for me, simply because I haven't experienced any of those hurricanes, but my brothers and sisters, my family, my friends, my neighbors, our friends, our families are struggling today to figure out exactly what's the next step in their lives. Now just imagine, guys, everything that you've worked hard for your entire life is taken away from you in just one day. Now, let me just back up a little bit, because for those of you who don't know, 20 years ago, Hurricane Ivan devastated mainland Grenada. And of course, just a couple of days ago, the sister island of Carriacou, Petite Martinique, the Grenadine Islands, St. Vincent, Tobago, Barbados, St. Lucia, I think St. Lucia as well got affected a little bit. And of course, even right now, Jamaica is feeling the brunt of it. Now, today I'm doing this live. This is a very special, because here at Ezzy Spotlight, our audience, my audience is a little bit different. And so there are people who may not, seen stuff on the news, have seen stuff everywhere, may not be fully knowledgeable about all of the details. So today, what I will be doing is showing clips from different sources, and of course, there's the they're gonna get all of the credits for all of the stuff that's been showed here today. But just to give you guys an insight as to what that experience was like for our brothers and sisters back home and to our neighboring islands. Now, I'm Grenadian, and so this is close to home. It is a reminder when a storm or a hurricane or a natural disaster strikes and you can't hear from your family members. It's been days since the hurricane left Grenada, and I was just able to hear from my mom just last night and this morning. Now, there are other people who probably still not able to communicate with their families and friends. As a matter of fact, I was looking at videos today from people who were able to get a little bit of service to stream from Carrier Cool. And what they're saying is that there is still no major communication on the island. So without any further ado, let's take another look at another video from another location here on Ezzy Spotlight live podcast.
So this is where we rode out Hurricane Beryl. Yeah, there was a roof, but we were here when it blew away. This is a story that I want to share, but it's going to be later on down the line. First, I want to show you and tell you about what happened out here. The island of Carriacou, and its people most importantly, and why they need help as fast as you can send it. This is going to be raw, it's going to be dirty, but it's something you need to see. This island shredded.
Hold on, let's do this again. Let's do this again because apparently
its people
I'm having a
are
little
in desperate need of help.
There we go.
This is just the start of it.
Right now, Carriacou is finished for a couple of years.
Oh my, trust me, you don't want to experience that. It was a crazy scene. Like a movie, yeah?
I experienced Ivan already, but this one look like more worse.
It's worse.
Yeah, this worse.
It's bad. Something like Ivan. Same way, Ivan. I seen it in Grenada. It didn't happen up here, but my uncle, his name is Winston Simon. He say every 20 years, we usually have something like that. And we built that hotel 24 years ago. And he right on time now. And normally they're coming through. So we could look out for another one. Hopefully it's not. But we'll see what happens.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon.
If you watched my video when I first arrived less than a day ago, it's hard to believe at this point that it's been less than a day I've been here on the island. But I walked over to the beach here, and there was a gentleman digging on the sand for his apartment building here. He was trying to block the door. It looks like their building did okay.
You want to talk to you? Hey, what's up, buddy?
How are you?
Alive.
Was it as you expected yesterday? You hadn't been through one, now you have.
I wasn't expecting this. Nothing prepared you for this. You didn't prepare? Nothing prepared you for this. Are we strong? Listen, we still alive. We will live with it. We will rebuild. You think about it, money does come and money does go. It's called cash flow. That is why you make it. You make it to spend it, not to keep it. I mean, you don't want to spend it. You don't want to spend it this way. But I prefer to spend it to rebuild than to spend it for health. This is saddening. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I don't have any, but this is saddening because somebody else is going to experience this later today, tomorrow. And the thing is, we have 3 systems right behind us. What about the people who don't have the time to recover, who don't have a roof over their heads, who don't have the resources to rebuild? This is heartbreaking. So,
What's he gonna do? See?
Did you expect, when you heard about the hurricane, did you expect this?
No, I never expected this at all. Right now, even my house is gone. My house is gone.
mom's house is gone. My food truck is gone. My restaurant is gone. I don't know right now.
One of the tragedies about what has happened here to this island is not only are people losing their homes, their businesses, but their livestock. Likely a lot of livestock was lost to this. This is a very agricultural island, raising sheep, goats, cows, chickens to feed families. It's not to export. It stays here on the island. It's a major source of food. And there's not a safe place where people can just herd their animals to protect them in hurricanes like this. They had to fend for themselves. Fortunately, these sheep did just that.
All right, Joe.
And
So this is just to give you just an idea of the devastation that happened, and this is all on the sister island of Kearriacou. We haven't really received anything from Petit Martinique, which of course there is no signal on the island as well. But reports are saying that about 98% of the island of Kearriacou is completely devastated. I mean, everyone lost their homes. Most of what they're saying is that most of the wood homes, most of the board homes, or the wood homes, or the wooded homes, I should say, was mostly either completely destroyed, and most of the brick homes, most of the roofs were gone. As you can tell in the videos, those of you who are just joining me here live right now, we're just showing updates and highlights from Hurricane Beryl in the island of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. I expect to jump into St. Vincent at any time now. So if you are watching and you know people in St. Vincent, we're probably going to get some feedback from St. Vincent as well here live on the SE Spotlight podcast. But of course, I invite you guys to join me if you want to just call in and give your comments. The telephone number here live at SE Spotlight is 404-910-2191. That's 404-910-2191. If you're international, you can also WhatsApp me as well at the same number. I can read your messages. You can leave a voice note, or you can actually call in here live on the SE Spotlight podcast. Now, if you're watching this video, please share the link, share the stream with somebody, just in case, because again, I'm going to show even more clips of some more footage of the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl on Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, but also we're going to jump into St. Vincent. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping we can make contact with our sister down there in Jamaica, Stacy Banton. She's experiencing, I communicated with her moments ago. I'm not sure if she still has power down there in Jamaica, but I will try to make contact with her momentarily to see if she can give us an update or find someone in Jamaica to give us the conditions of what's taking place. But once again, if you're just joining, the telephone number is 404-910-2191. That's 404-910-2191. All right, we're gonna go right back into some more footage here. As a matter of fact, we're gonna go into St. Vincent right now and see what's going on, as we expect to get a call from that island as well. So let's go into St. Vincent and let's see what's going on there as well.
What is it like in Union Island?
Terrible. It's in a terrible state. Right now, I will look at 99% damage in Union. Presently, I survive in my tided area because the tap cast. So that way I will survive. But it ended up opening up. The whole thing opened up. And it was a hard 4 hours battling with 6 of us in that little area. But thank God we are alive.
Do you know where you're going to go now?
Well, presently, from original from St. Vincent, but I live in Union for 30-something years. So I have no choice. I have to come up because whoever little survive, they have little thing, they have the family to take in, so I have no choice to come back home.
So after the storm, where did you go?
Well, after the storm, I ended up had to run by a neighbor in a downstairs, where roughly the neighbor must have about 50 people house in there. So I realized it's overpopulated, so I decided to come back home.
Yeah, boss, the back. Hello, yes. All right, how you think?
It was terrible. It is a rough, it's hard. I wouldn't want my enemy to go through that kind of storm. I tell you, it was really bad. What happened on our roof? I think we were last because somebody was in the bottom watching us, right? Because we were on the hill, and they say that they were saying, "Oh, see more houses holding, man," and then suddenly they started to see like missiles because there's a house just across us. Building, and they have a lot of sticks and things. We try to get them off, get them to, get them off of it, but they didn't do it.
So what you're looking at, guys, are people who are arriving on the mainland of St. Vincent and the Grenadines from Union Island. And this video is taken from Eyewitness News down there in SVG. Once again, if you're just joining me here live, I'm Ezzy here doing a live just to give you an update, just in case you've never seen any of the videos and stuff that's circulating social media from the devastation of the recent Hurricane Beryl in Grenada, Carriacou, Martinique, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. I'm just giving you guys just an update or just highlights of the events that took place there and what the people are experiencing right now. Now, still, there's still a lack of communication on most of the islands. I was able to still standing by for someone in St. Vincent that I made contact with earlier to give me a call or to join me here live to give me an update. A current update like right now of the conditions, but what I do know is that they just received power themselves, so they're probably trying to hold on to charge their device a little bit longer before they come on here and the power drops abruptly as well. But what you're looking at right now is footage from the island of St. Vincent as citizens arrive from one of the smaller islands, one of the Grenadine Islands, in Union Island to be exact, arriving on the mainland of St. Vincent right now. So this is what it is. Once again, if you're just joining, this is Ezzy Spotlight. This is a live podcast. I usually do this every Wednesday at 6 p.m., but today we're just going to highlight what's the conditions on the ground in those affected areas. We invite you to join us or join me to give you comments and feedback. As a matter of fact, last night I was able to attended a meeting with Soca GA here in the state of in Atlanta, and we're standing by right now for details as to how we can actually create something here in the state of Georgia to accept donations at any kind to submit and to ship back to Grenada, the Grenadines, and of course, hopefully we can make contact with other islands as well. And if you see me looking down, guys, I'm monitoring multiple phones here. I'm monitoring multiple phone lines here. Let's see here. Okay, let's see. Ezzy, hello? I think his signal is kind of weak. So my caller, my rep down there in St. Vincent is trying to make contact now, and it appears that his signal might be a little bit weak. As we know, these conditions, there's very little communication on the island. I'm not sure if you can hear me. Scorpion, can you hear me? So there is no response. I don't think he's able to hear me at this point. Once again, if you're just joining, this is Ezzy Spotlight, and this we're looking at footage from Hurricane Beryl from the islands of Grenada, Carrico, Peter Martinique, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. And I will show you some more footage in the meantime while we stand by for more contact in one of the other islands as well. Once again, if you're just joining, you can, of course, I'm looking at your comments, so you can send me your comments, how you feel. Shout outs to Lyndon, shout outs to Kaola, shout outs to Miss Eileen Clark, Sameka. Of course, we do the mental health on a monthly basis here every fourth Thursday. She's here as well. She said total devastation. For many people, this is so important. We need to know what happened and understand the magnitude of the storm. I'm sharing, and thank you, of course. And the reason why I'm doing this, guys, is because, you know, there are a lot of people who are dedicated their platforms to Caribbeans only. Well, of course, here with SE Spotlight, my audience is more of a diverse, not necessarily any one particular island or any one particular country. I talk to multiple different people here, so there are people who still may not be aware of the conditions. Just in case you think I'm being redundant, what we're showing here today may still be very new to people, and of course the major networks here probably don't have the time actually to show you the lengthy footage of the conditions on the ground in these islands. So I'm gonna go back and show you some more footage of what's happening down there in Carriacou and Grenada, of course St. Vincent as well. We're still standing by. We hope to make contact with Stacey Banton in Jamaica. We know right now Jamaica is currently experiencing the storm, the hurricane to be exact, and so we're just standing by for to see if we can make some more contact as we take a look at this here.
So this was the government shelter here on the windward side of the island, the Dover Government School. It collapsed in the first part of the storm, and everyone had to run for cover to the library. Now, this is the makeshift shelter. This is it. This is where everyone is taking shelter at this point.
Everybody's engaged.
At least, right? 30-some people? 30-some people are calling this library home. You have elderly, babies, pregnant women, and they're doing the best they can. They're living like a family, as they say at this point. They're cooking communally, they're sharing resources, whatever they were able to salvage from their homes that are flattened at this point. Sadly, one woman lost her husband in the hurricane. One of at least two people that I can confirm lost their lives in this storm.
So this is where we was at first. And then the windows started to break, so we had to move from here and go to that bigger part. And by the time we went in there, the roof was going, so we had to fight my vehicle, which is over there. It was parked right there. And we had to hide behind the vehicle to fight to go to the kitchen. And then when the eye of the hurricane ceased, we tried to come out and end up here. And here we are right now.
We're washing, as you see. We're washing, we're doing everything. We're washing because them children are no clothes to wear, so we have no food, everything gone. We have.
So all the supplies that were inside are gone?
Everything is gone. Everything is gone. Everything is gone.
No place to stay.
Right now we're just trying to see what we could do to survive, be like a family here, because everybody needs to lean on everybody right now.
Yeah.
Now, the people here, especially in this part of Carriacou on the eastern side of the island, they have to survive the aftermath of the storm.
We're living like a family right now. We have to live like a family.
Yeah.
Even if you and that person is not talking, you have to live like a family still, because we have to live up for each other.
Crazy. As you can see, as the people can see the video, the whole of Carriacou is flat. It was a very, very terrible experience. Thank God that not much life. I think it's just one so far, and we need help. We really need help. Now is the time for help.
Do you have anything left?
Nothing. Nobody have nothing left. No clothes.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief. Minimum.
No food. It's a good thing we camping in a little shop. Probably we like eat out what they have there for now. You know? All here got the beds. We spread things on the ground so we can sleep.
Yeah.
You know, we make room there so we can sleep even. It's terrible.
Terrible. It seems like another lifetime ago, but it was just 2 days ago. I was standing right here and I was looking out at this view, and I was talking about how creepy and eerie it was to know that in any direction I was going to look, it was never going to be the same. And unfortunately, that's exactly what happened. You can see summer's turned to fall. The vegetation has all been shredded away. Trees, leaves, all of it's gone. And then you look down and you see the town of Hillsborough, where we rode out the storm, and the debris is scattered everywhere. Very few homes have complete roofs. At least 95, even the structures that you rely for safety, like a hospital, suffered severe damage. You're welcome. You're welcome. Severe damage to the roof, water inside. Talking with the head of nursing, she says they're operating at maybe a 10% of what they could possibly do.
All right, so we seem to have Scorpion on the phone line. Scorpion, are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here.
All right, man. Thank you for taking the time to call to reach out to me here live, man. Scorpion, of course, he's a soca artist. He's a legend in the business. He is down there in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He actually happened to went down to visit the island to perform for the carnival and all of the good stuff. And all of that now is kind of being affected as a result of the Hurricane Beryl. What can you tell us about the conditions down there in St. Vincent, bro?
Well, man, I haven't really left from my village per se, but yesterday I went for a drive, down the road and into our city side, and we see the damages, trees on the road, trees on the house, on the wires. Also, close to the shorelines, we see big rocks, that would have come from the shore. Mm-hmm. Straight up on the street, and it's just a mess, But in my area, it was pretty alright because I guess we live in a valley,
right?
So so we kind of escape some of the the power of the wind, So it kind of went over our head. So we were pretty lucky to have that on our side. But as for those in the Grenadines, like our sister islands. Union Island was 90% was like house roofs have been gone. Man, it just devastating, you know what I mean? And we just got back electricity today,
right?
In our community because we were out of power for a little bit, and the authorities, which is Vinlec over here, who supply the power for us, that they're gonna take about 2 weeks for electricity to be restored throughout the whole island, and that includes St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
What would you say? What would you say was the preparation like from the administration standpoint? You think the people that are prepared for this one, and you think the government did a pretty good job by getting people prepared for the arrival of the storm?
Well, of course, I mean people were preparing, but at the same time, the idea of preparing is a good thing. Brace yourself for the storm, because no matter how much you prepared, if the storm is going to do what it's supposed to do, mm-hmm. There's nothing you can really do about it. But people were aware of it. Despite we were in the height of the carnival festivities, because I think there was an event that actually happened on the Sunday, and the advisory from the Prime Minister was at 6 p.m., which is on Sunday. Mm-hmm. Everybody should be off the road. So, right. I mean, people did take that warning, but people were still, as I said, in the festive mood. And we in the Caribbean, especially in St. Vincent and Grenadines, for over in terms of history, whenever there's a storm approaching us, sometimes it have a tendency to shift.
Right.
So people were actually hoping that it would have shifted and just have like a tropical storm. But this one, based on the advice, the weather reports, we see that it was definitely coming towards us, especially the southern Grenadines, leaning towards Grenada,
right.
Which is your hometown.
Right.
And but still, because of the trajectory of the storm, people definitely went and prepared. People went and get their food supplies, the dry food from the supermarket, water. Even me, I did catch a few jugs and buckets of water because, you know, just in case the water went,
right,
you need water to drink and to cook and everything like that because, you know, most people in the Caribbean have gas stoves, you know?
Right.
So in terms, and so, you know, we could eat and which is most important at that particular time. But, you know, when a storm like of that magnitude is approaching, which is like, and I mean, your roof can go and you know,
right,
it could cause extensive damage, you know. But so people were actually prepared and aware of the you know, the damage that, you know, this Beryl can cause. So people were you know, was really prepared for it. And right now it's just, you know, people is just a toss up whether to have to resume with the carnival activities or to actually put it off for next year, you know what I mean, or later down in the year, whatever. So
right.
that.
Well, I don't think carnival will be a priority right now with the devastation that the islands experience. However, I've been seeing reports in Grenada that there were just a handful of loss of lives. What do you know that's happening in St. Vincent? Do you know of anyone who have lost their lives or anyone who might have gotten severely injured? I think we've lost him. He's reconnecting, guys. Once again, if you're just joining me here live, of course, this is Ezzy Spotlight, a very special edition of the Ezzy Spotlight as we take a look back at the situation, the current situation down in the Caribbean, of course, in Grenada, Kiari, Coupe de Martinique, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines from the devastation of Hurricane Beryl. We just lost Scorpion. Of course, he was reporting to me here live from St. Vincent and the Grenadines right now from the mainland. And hopefully we'll be able to make contact with him again. Once again, if you're just joining, again, you may be new to the information, but however, we're just giving you highlights of some of the devastation of what took place in the Caribbean just a couple of days ago. And of course, guys, we're still standing by to make contact with, hopefully, with our friend, our sister down there in Jamaica, Stacy Banton. I haven't been able to get a response, so most likely her signal and power may be out in the area where she's located. But while I'm here, I want to try to make contact with someone else to see if we can get an update. But in the meantime, man, these conditions, guys, it's really bad. And if you've never taken part into a community development or community assistance, this is the time that we should come together and support. Whether it's it doesn't matter what country it is. You know, this is a Caribbean thing, not just Grenada and Kiari, Coupe de Martinique, and St. Vincent are the ones affected. But however, again, Tobago also affected as well. Barbados have been affected as well. I believe there are other countries that might have been affected as a result, and of course, Jamaica is getting the brunt of it as we speak. All right, let's go back to, let's see if we can make contact with Scorpion one more time. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we can make contact with him again. And of course, once again, if you're just joining, this is a special SC Spotlight special here live. We understand that the communication in the Caribbean might be bad. We understand that. Of course, power is an issue, as he just mentioned. They just received power moments ago before I actually made contact with him, about 20 minutes before. So maybe his phone too have lost power. Not fully charged enough as well. But in the meantime, once again, thank you so much for those of you who are joining here live. Thank you. And I think we got Scorpion back on the phone. Scorpion, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, so we lost you for a moment here. We wanted to just bring you back so we can continue our dialogue. Of course, once again, if you're just joining me, Scorpion is in St. Vincent, of course, one of the countries that was greatly affected us from the storm. And Scorpion, I think we lost connections. We were talking about loss of lives in St. Vincent. And his signal again is disrupted. we understand the conditions in the Caribbean, especially after such a storm, is quite a challenging one when it comes to communication. I mean, even on a regular day, communication is not as great sometimes in certain areas. And after such a horrific storm, you can only imagine what it's like. But imagine, guys, being on the island or being any place in the world, and something happens, natural disaster happens, and you're unable to make contact with a relative or family member. How you feel? This hurricane took place earlier this week. I was only able to make contact with my mom last night. So can you imagine from the start of the storm to last night what it felt like? As a matter of fact, the last time that happened, there wasn't no communication for at least more over a week to find out that I had to build a whole entire house myself. I was praying that this was not the case again this time around with this storm, which is 20 years later. Shout out to Rhonda. How are you, Rhonda? Shout out to Yolande, Lady Moss Boss. She is from St. Vincent as well. Lady Moss Boss, talk to me. What are you hearing from your family members? Were you able to make contact with your family members down there in St. Vincent as well? And how is your family doing? How are the people doing? What are you hearing down there? Give me a call, 404-910-2191. That's 404-910-2191. We're going to take a look at more footage in the meantime as we try to make more contacts in the Caribbean here live on the Ezzy Spotlight podcast. So stick and stay with me as we take another look at more devastation from the Caribbean.
have just arrived at Karaku, and the National Disaster Management Agency is mounting a massive response effort to what has happened in Karaku. Now, the hurricane passed through mainland and Karaku and Petit Martinique. The devastation on mainland is not as severe as it is in Karaku and Petit Martinique. So we are going to meet here. We've just met with the minister, briefed him, handed over to Mr. McIntyre, who is going to be stationed here and be in charge of the relief efforts and the operations efforts here on Karaku and on Petit Martinique. So we've handed over to him and then we will proceed to the Emergency Operations Center, and we take it from there. As you will see, the level of devastation is significant, but with all the resources that will become available, resources from mainland and resources from other countries that have pledged support, we will ensure that the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique and Grenada to the north, we respond to them effectively, swiftly, to ensure that people are comfortable. This will take time because the devastation is quite massive. It will take some time, but we will assure of the people, or we are assuring the people, that we will all get through this together.
So once again, guys, if you're just joining me here live, of course, this is Ezzy Spotlight. I'm here live in the studio doing a very special, of course, the aftermath of Hurricane Beryl in the islands of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Of course, if you haven't seen the devastation before and you're looking at it for the first time, well, these are the conditions as we speak. Of course, last night I had a meeting with Soka GA and Cheryl Fegg. She's also watching here live as well. And we will be here in Metro Atlanta. We will be I will be posting information in the coming days to information for donations and how we can help the people affected as a result of the storm. And of course, here at Ezzy Spotlight, I'm doing both all of the islands. So if you have an island and you want the information to be posted, please feel free to send me your information. I'd be more than happy to present it here on the platform, so that way people can actually make contact. You can text me, WhatsApp me on this number as well. If you have a flyer or any type of information, pictures, or whatever the case may be, we'll be able to post information. And one of the things I want to be very mindful about, guys, is the fact that, we don't want to be able to support multiple organizations. All right. For me, I prefer to have the official organization, maybe a governmental organization, who's looking for the donations, so we can streamline everything into one place. Because a lot of times, we understand that every community, every organization will want to help, but it makes a lot of sense to actually streamline everything into one channel. And of course, I'm looking forward to doing that as well here live. So again, as soon as I get information specifically from Grenada, I will be posting that here on the Ezzy Spotlight platform. If you are in St. Vincent, actually, and you want to make contact with me as well, I'll be more than happy to do a special with you guys, doing the very same thing. And of course, to post the information even, so we can get help, because this is a time when all of these islands need our support. It doesn't matter. It could be $1. It could be $5. It could be some canned foods. It could be some clothing. It could be stuff that we have that we're not using that is good enough so people can get back into a sense of comfort. But of course, we all know, guys, sometimes we travel and we're not in our own bed, but we have a bed. We're not in our own home, but we have a shelter, and we're very uncomfortable, right? Think about you losing everything that you've actually worked hard for. What you used to call home doesn't exist anymore. It's no longer there. It's gone completely. And even if it is there is not a roof. And if there's a roof, you may not have a bed because your bed was soaking from the rain. And so it's bad. And what you're looking at right now is footage from the island of Carriacou, guys, which actually got the brunt of the storm. I let me try to find some more footage from St. Vincent as well. I did not have a whole lot, but let me see if I can find something else. But what you're looking at now is footage from the island of Carriacou. And what the reports we're hearing from people who are actually able to get a little bit of signal and power to do a little stream or to bring information live is that about 97-98% of the islands have been devastated, which means that all of the wooden houses have been destroyed for the most part, and all of the brick homes, most of the roofs are damaged or gone as a result. The storm was a brutal one, and it continues to show its ugly head in Jamaica right now. I still was not able to make contact with Stacy, which means that she probably have lost signal as well, and we understand that. But those of you who are watching, man, I encourage you guys to just stand by. I will be posting information how you can donate. I know many of you guys are anxious to help. Some people have already hit me up in the DMs even before this live stream came about to ask how can they assist. And so I didn't want to put any information out there unless I had some substantial information so we can streamline the aid on donations and assistance into one place rather than having multiple at the same time. I couldn't even keep up with it, but I want to make sure that the help go to the people who are desperately in need right now. I want to say shout outs to some of the people who donated already. You get some organization who already donated big time. I know Guyana, the government of Guyana have made a donation to Grenada. I know there's an organization. Let me try to find an organization right now. I think it's called the Samaritan something. I don't remember exactly what the name is, but they had an entire plane landed in Grenada with supplies to help already. But again, I wish I had more contact with folks in St. Vincent, but of course we know, like, again, even if we do have contact, the signal is quite bad. So I'm just, like I said, guys, I'm monitoring 2 phones and everything else in front of me. That's why I'm looking down. But again, we want to make sure that people get the information. There it is. The Samaritan's purse. Whatever it is. Samaritan's purse. There it is. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you. Samaritan's Purse. They are the ones who made a huge donation to Grenada so far, and we want to thank them and everyone else who have already made their donations to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. Again, if you're from St. Vincent, and please reach out to me. We can do a special here as well. But of course, even without that, I'll be able to post the information because my audience share is more of a diverse one and not necessarily Caribbeans only. Soca GA is committed to doing our part in Atlanta to assist with relief and donations to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. And that's from Miss Cheryl Theg. She is the founder and creator of Soca GA. And we're standing by for information from her as well as to when and how we can actually make those donations. All right. She's giving us some updates. They got 55 pounds of relief. Tops, generators, medical supplies, and whatnot have already been donated. And of course, they're on the mainland, so now those items have to be transported to Carriacou and Petite Martinique as well, and of course, to the other islands that are in need. So I'm not going to stay any longer here. Those of you who join me, of course, join me every Wednesday. I'm here live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to be a guest here with yours truly, We can do that as well. Just log on to the website at sespotlight.com. If you know someone who might be interested in being a guest to become a hidden showcase on the hidden gems or the spotlight, you can do that as well. Make sure you like, subscribe, and tell somebody about SE Spotlight. And also, don't forget, every fourth Thursday, we have a segment called our mental health segment. As a matter of fact, we talk about mental health in the most informal way to give you a sense of comfort to have these conversations. So again, every fourth Thursday at 6 p.m. and we invite you guys to join in here with myself, Mrs. Sameka Israel Johnson, who is our resident specialist, and of course Stacy Banton, who is in Jamaica right now, that we were not able to make contact with her. In the meantime, I'm gonna leave you guys with some more footage of the devastation in the island here live on the SE Spotlight podcast. In the meantime, peace and love and blessings, and I'll see you guys again next week, same time, with yours truly, SE. And thank you guys for watching. All right.
No matter who does what in this town, you always see the good in them.
Lady Mars Bush is here.
These bottles are going to go down to 16 ounces.
But it's about what is our potential.
Right.
And our potential, we can take it up 2 notches.
You don't come across women who feel threatened by you.
That's their problem.
Showcasing the hidden gems and more. SE Spotlight. Very informative and entertaining.
The Real Goddess is available on Amazon. Get your copy today.
Soon to Happy Kids. the award-winning Caribbean series, Goombay Kids. Join the Goombay Kids as they learn all about their culture and explore the islands of the beautiful Bahamas. Jump into this fun, cultural, educational series made by kids for kids. Get ready to have a Goombay day.
Sit back, here we go, it's a Goombay day.